Bryce Harper, he has an idea of what the Major League Baseball should do this season and how it should play out.
So after commenting, supporting Blake Snell, he went on Instagram. I shared it on an Instagram page what he said, and it's kind of interesting and might have some fun with it.
It is a little interesting. Let's go through it. Do we have it written down?
Yep.
All right, let's talk about this. So
All
Bryce
right.
Harper's idea of what the Major League Baseball season should look like this year.
All right. An Instagram post, Harper idea involves like an NBA-like split, East versus West leagues, to replace the American National League, to have a 135-game regular season from July 1st to November 15th. So once the season ends, it would be a 10-team round-robin playoff held in a single location leading up to the World Series. The 10 teams round-robin format like College World Series will be at the new Texas Stadium or whatever stadium or stadiums that are best 3-game series. You win the series, you move on. You lose, you get to play the other loser in a 1-game wild card. Winner of that moves on. The other team is out. You can play in like Vegas, have the strip hotels, can use the hotels for all the guys, contain possible. So the 2 teams less play a 7-game World Series. Then you get 2 days off before the series. And those 2 days off can be a All-Star game and a home run derby, and could even do an MLB awards as well at the time. And then in order to do the 135 game, he noted that we would have a 7-inning doubleheader on Sundays, with every other Monday being used as an off day for all 30 teams. Roster would increase from 26 to 30 players. That team will be allowed to have a 6-man rotation if the pitchers want to do it that way.
Now, my thing is, where in the world did he come up with this idea? Like, he must have really been bored, because he was thinking, like what could we actually do?
Like, he broke it down. Like, when I first read it that morning, I think it was Saturday morning or something, and I was like, wow, I'm like, whoa, he went to like details with this.
All right, so let's talk about it. East versus West, like the NBA. All right, so we got July, August, September, October, and November is when he thinks the game should be played. 135, that's closer to the 162, so I'm happy with that. We are playing later into the year, though, which is getting colder. I don't know how that'll work at most stadiums, but if they bring them into the indoors or depending on the weather where they play, I don't know. It could work. But what do you think? 30 players, 6-man rotation. I'm not sure. DH on both sides has to be a must. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. Yeah. So that has to happen.
And I think 30-man roster is going to have to happen even with the thought of the 80-game season, because how fast to do a spring training to start up, you're going to need that many extra pitchers.
Yeah, especially with the injuries that you're not going to be aware about, or things are going to pop up for guys who haven't been playing in a little bit.
But the 30-man rotation works. I mean, roster, because especially if you do a doubleheader on Sunday like he suggested, then you have the pitching, you have the extra players that can sub for the older players who don't want to do doubleheader. You can vice versa, whatever. But I kind of like it, especially it's different because it's a weird year.
It's a weird
time, and to have a college World Series kind of round robin to expand the playoffs. I kind of like it.
So the other thing I do like about this right now is that he says on all platforms, no blackouts. They absolutely must do this for revenue purposes.
Yes.
If everybody should have access to any game they want to, because they need the viewership with a half season.
Yes.
The other thing, the 2-week World Series, like a Super Bowl week. Okay, that's fine. But prior to that, we're talking about a 10-team round robin, like you said, college style. I like this. I actually like it because I like the fact that he's talking about wild card teams playing each other and then the winner advancing to play another.
So everyone plays. Whoever wins that first game moves on. All the losers got to play each other.
Exactly.
Loser goes home. Winner advances.
So it's a double elimination.
Yes.
I love it. I like it, man. It brings you back to Little League World Series type of style format, back to those kind of things. You get an extra chance, and then you got to take full advantage of it. Yeah. In this situation, I actually like this idea.
And it's different, and we need different in this age. Like, if this is going to fix, like, thinking about bigger playoff games, longer postseason, so the ad revenue can be created. You have more games, so there's more sponsorship deals and stuff, so you can recoup your money. And maybe with this so many games, eventually, say, come August, September, you can have fans at your stadium, maybe 50%, whatever it is then. But hell, since there's more games, you can have more fans there and make more money.
Agreed. But let's go back to the playoffs again. So just think about this. I know we're going pretty quickly, but if you have 2 playoff teams playing each other, and we're doing a best of 3-game series, so you're playing a whole series. You're playing 3 games. If you lose if you lose 2 games, you get to play a one-game wild card game.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy because that's unheard of. It's like, oh man, we just lost a series. In the past, they don't even have series. Like a wild card game is one game
like you
play
had
and you're
one
out.
mess up, like we said last year with the Washington Nationals.
But
if it wasn't for one play, they could have lost.
Absolutely.
This is where, like, okay, we messed up. Let's rebound. Okay, we didn't win the second game or barely win. It's like, okay, we can redeem ourselves.
And you get a second chance.
Yes.
But that's what makes it even more interesting because guess what? The two losers who are playing each other in this wild card game is going to be a very highly watched game because it's never happened before. You got 2 teams that just got beaten in the series and they really want to stay in the playoffs. So guess what? They're bringing their best versus their best like haven't seen before because it's do or die now.
Yeah.
It truly is play big, go home.
And the interesting thing, depending on what teams play what, you might be seeing their 3rd man rotation, 4th man rotation.
Short rest, no rest.
Like,
They're going to bring guys out. There's going to be all starters out there in the bullpens because you got to win this game or you're going home. Mm-hmm. But the crazy part is you got 2 losers still in it to win it.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to win that game who already lost the series, and they're going to try again. And when they come back again, you got to imagine they got a whole new game plan.
And with this, you're talking easily the World Series probably in December.
Yeah. Well, I told you I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You said you're like, I don't know about it.
It'll be early December, but if you think in 2 weeks to get the round robin and then you have a couple days off to do a all-star game-ish, Pro Bowl, whatever you want to call it, kind of game.
Right. And it's not...
Miami, Texas, and we're warm. Why not?
And it's pretty cool because so they have the weirdness going on in the beginning of the playoff series format. But then when you get to the World Series, it's traditional. You got the 7-game lock series. Your best, our best. Let's do this. And you're going to find out who the better team is in 7 games. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then he even went into details that because, if this is going to December, he said next season we push the season back to May. And then the following season back to April. And then within 3 years, we're back to normal starting in end of March, early April.
It's not a terrible idea. It's better than some of the other ones I've heard.
Yeah.
It's actually one that gets me excited. So
it does. Like we said, it's a different time, different year, the weirdness that we are. Why not be different?
And what I really like about this, I know it's just because we're in a short season and it's just chaos everywhere, but I like the fact that they're treating the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby at the end of the season like the NFL does. But nobody watches the NFL because they're just two-hand touch. But this, everybody can play hard because they don't have to worry about a second half. They can go out there and swing and not worry about ruining their swing at the end of the season.
Exactly.
So you're going to have guys who normally aren't going to participate in a home run derby say, yeah, why not? It's a celebration.
Yeah, like I said, you can do the home run derby, awards, and the All-Star game that 2 days. Like the first day can be the end-of-year awards and home run derby. And the next day do All-Star game, and then you go first game of the World Series.
Right, and you thought World Series tickets were expensive before. If you throw the World Series and the All-Star game activities and the Home Run Derby all in the same area, same week, oh my gosh, you're talking huge numbers. You're talking
numbers.
The secondhand resale value is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, so
I like it. I mean, I'm definitely open to it. I would love to see it play out this way just to see how it works out. But either way, the only thing we can all agree on is we need to find some kind of plan to move forward with this season.
Definitely. So we'll see if baseball and the players have any talk agreements coming up very soon. All right. So next thing we have.